Hey guys, I'm going to walk you through the directions for your first pre-writing assignment. First of all, make sure you start at the home page. This is where you'll find your weekly modules. Don't access your assignments from the to-do list or from grades because those will take you to dead ends where you won't see any directions or examples. So we'll go right here to the actual assignment. Now this is pre-writing only. You are not actually writing the paragraph yet. You are only giving me some pre-writing. So I'll click on this. And we'll see our directions for the assignment. But before we get into the directions, I want to show you some actual examples of what pre-writing looks like. So she has her topic up here. She's jotted down some details. Excellent example. Another one, very similar. She's got the first part of her topic up here and several of her details down here. Very nice. Remember, this is for one paragraph, not an essay. This is not pre-writing. I do not want to see anything that looks like a draft of your paragraph as pre-writing. This will receive a 0. And then the next week when the actual paragraph is due, it will also receive a 0. This is another example of good pre-writing for one paragraph. He may or may not use all of these details. It's perfectly fine. When he actually sits down to write the paragraph, he might add new ones or take away some. All right, let's go back to Canvas. And here's our assignment. You don't need to get online and research anything once you pick out your topic. Now, you might want to look up some pre-writing strategies. That's perfectly fine. But once you actually get to the topic, you don't need to do any research online. Everything is coming from your ideas, your personal experiences, okay? Read pages 26 through 29 in your Writing Matters textbook. This video will show you how to get to your textbook. Now, after you choose your topic, and the topics are located at the bottom of this page that we're on right now, you're going to start your pre-writing. But be aware, and I'll say this several times, I don't want to see complete sentences in your pre-writing. That doesn't mean you can't have any complete sentences. I just don't want to see what is ultimately going to become the actual paragraph, which is actually a draft of your paragraph. I want to see a plan for the paragraph. Just a sketch, just some notes. And if I do receive something that's 100% complete sentences or a draft of a paragraph, it receives a 0. And then the next assignment that depends on this pre-writing will also receive a 0. Okay, let's get right into the instructions. Most writing assignments in this class start with pre-writing. Here are a couple of ways to pre-write. First of all, once you get your topic chosen, just start brainstorming, right? Write a list of everything that comes to mind that's associated with your topic. You might think it's boring. These mundane details about your life are actually really interesting and super easy to relate to, okay? Try to predict what your reader might want to know. Remember, I'm not looking for complete sentences. I want you to be able to grab all of these details out of the air before they disappear. So write them down quickly. Don't worry about grammar or anything. Another strategy is you can use these questions to help you generate ideas. You don't have to use them all. You can use several of them more than once, whatever works for you. And just try to get as many details out, answer these questions in as many details as possible. Allow yourself to be messy. Don't worry about grammar. Don't worry about whether you're going to use all the thoughts or whether maybe you forgot to put something down. You can always come back to your pre-writing. You'll go back and forth between the actual writing assignment and the pre-writing, and that's fine. Now, let's say you've chosen a topic, but nothing's coming to mind. That means you've got the wrong topic. Go choose another topic, or maybe come at the topic you've chosen from a different angle. I made a little video here that shows you some more pre-writing. It's called part 2, but don't worry about it. I just messed up on part 1, so I made a part 2, and it got named part 2. It's no big deal there. Here's a handout that talks about some pre-writing strategies from the University of Kansas Writing Center. You've got a sample here of some pre-writing, and by the time you read these instructions, this should be a live link that takes you to a module filled with writing samples from EMCC students that I've had before. Okay, the actual pre-writing assignment. The total word count, 50 to 60 words should be plenty, but the more pre-writing you have, the better off you are. Whether you use all the details or not, at least they're there for you to choose from, those details. Make sure you always read the notes below, because I'll put different kinds of tips and requirements in the notes. So they're not just notes on the side, they're actually important notes. So you will choose one of these topics for your pre-writing. Just one. Don't do all of them. And remember, your focus is one thing, not 3 things, not 5 things. I don't want eventually to see an essay or anything. I'm only looking for pre-writing for 1 paragraph. Just the pre-writing this week. Okay, let's look at our notes. You're going to use this very same pre-writing for your next writing assignment, which will be the paragraph. You can handwrite or type your pre-writing. If you handwrite it, you can take a picture of whatever you wrote on and upload the photo. If you want to use graphic organizers, whether you print them out or take a picture of your computer screen, or maybe you get in Word and create your own graphic organizer, whatever you want to do is perfectly fine. Just don't send me a draft of your paragraph, please. Make sure you meet the pre-writing for the word count for your pre-writing. Here's a reminder once again that your pre-writing is just a plan for your next writing assignment, and plans change, right? It is not a rough draft of the paragraph. It is just a little sketched out plan. This is what I might say in my paragraph. And please don't start your paragraph until I grade your pre-writing. Now, if you're really anxious to start your paragraph, send me a text on remind.com and say, hey, Miss P, could you please look at my pre-writing so that I can go ahead and start on my paragraph. 99% of the time, I'm going to do it right then. In fact, if you want to really make it fast, even if you typed it, send me a photo of the pre-writing. I can look at it in about 4 seconds and tell you whether you can go ahead or not. And sometimes I'll give you some suggestions, and sometimes your pre-writing is just excellent and good to go. Okay. Late assignments, let's look at that. This is a reminder just to let you know that late assignments will result in absences. Okay? And this just tells you some things about that. This video shows you how to submit an assignment in Canvas, and if you click on this link, there's a document that also shows you the exact same thing. Okay, so let's say you goof up on an assignment. And even if you do really well on the assignment, a lot of times when you do really well on it, I don't have time to say all the good things I need to say. But if I have suggestions, or if you really messed up on your assignment, I will place comments on the assignment, especially if you got a 0. So let's see. This video tells you how to find the comments. And in your Canvas, now this is my Canvas, and I'm in the teacher view. Let's switch over to the student view real quickly. Okay. So you got a 0. Let's say, God forbid, you got a 0. Come back to the assignment right where you turned it in, right? And look right here. And it's going to say, hey, you goofed up. This is what you need to fix. Or it might say, hey, I've got a great idea for your paragraph. You could talk about this or you could talk about that. No, my ideas are not always good ideas. So you don't have to use my ideas for your paragraph. Now, I may make grammar suggestions. I would always take my grammar suggestions. But you don't always have to use my ideas because sometimes my ideas are terrible. Okay. Well, that is the end of this video, so I will see you in the next one.